The desert sun hung heavy over the land of Midian, casting long, golden shadows across the rugged dunes. Jethro, a priest of deep years and quiet reflection, stood at the edge of his encampment, his eyes fixed on the distant horizon. Rumors had traveled through the trade winds like wildfire, tales of a great escape, of a sea parted by an unseen hand, and of a people led by a pillar of fire. Jethro knew the leader of this multitude well. He was the man who had once tended his sheep, the husband of his daughter, and a seeker of truth. Jethro felt a stir in his spirit that transcended simple curiosity. He knew it was time to reunite the family and witness the wonders himself. With a pack of provisions and a heart full of prayer, he set out toward the mountain of God. Beside him traveled Zipporah, her face set with a mixture of anticipation and memory. They moved with the steady pace of those who understood that the most important journeys are not measured in miles, but in the restoration of bonds and the recognition of a higher calling. When the news reached the camp of Israel that Jethro had arrived, Moses did not wait for his father-in-law to reach his tent. He hurried out to the edge of the camp, his footsteps quickened by a deep-seated respect. When they met, the leader of a nation became a son again. Moses bowed low, honoring the man who had given him sanctuary when he was a fugitive. They embraced warmly, their greeting a bridge between the quiet life of a shepherd and the monumental task of leading a liberated people. Inside the cool shade of the tent, the air was filled with the scent of cedar and the low murmur of intense conversation. Moses recounted every detail of the journey, the plagues that had humbled a kingdom, the bread that fell from the sky, and the water that gushed from the rock. Jethro listened with the rapt attention of a man seeing a tapestry finally come together. He realized that the God Moses served was not just one of many, but the sovereign over all creation, turning the impossible into a daily reality. The following morning, the atmosphere shifted from personal reunion to the solemnity of worship. Jethro, moved by the testimony of God's deliverance, prepared an offering of gratitude. Moses stood by him, joining in a sacred meal that signified peace and fellowship. In that moment, the weight of leadership seemed lighter, and the future felt anchored in the shared faith of two men from different generations. They broke bread together, acknowledging that their strength came from a source far greater than their own wisdom.